And now look at the dance Democrats have to do.
One of the things that I will not yield is my respect for John Stewart. I've always wondered how people that had died in the war, members of the liberal establishment, but are people that I suspect of having strong ethics and principles. And John Stewart would be one such person. If you've ever seen him like standing up for and standing with first responders in New York after 9/11, if you've ever seen him take on political figures on his show or reach out in good faith to Bill O'Reilly, you'll know that John Stewart is a true comedian, and a true comedian has to be able to take on hypocrisy and corruption in themselves and in others. Here is John Stewart right now dealing with the complexity of the Hunter Biden pardon. Pardon used to be what I thought Kamala Harris said after one of her inevitable and involuntary hiccups. Now I know that pardon is what the Biden family give to one another after a series of crimes.
The problem is the rest of the Democrats made Biden's pledge to not pardon Hunter the foundation of their defense of America, this grand experiment.
One political party remains committed to the rule of law and the other doesn't. It's that simple.
Hunter Biden's not above the law. No one is above the law.
My voice is above the law.
Democrats stand for the rule of law.
We accept the outcome because that's how the rule of law works.
The rule of law, it's above us all. It's kind of like a god, but a god made out of paper and pen. It's a principle we've all agreed on. What's it been derived from? Well, rationalism, I suppose. We've just rationally decided there's a thing called the law, that there is an order amidst chaos, that order emerges from chaos. And who conducts it? Who is in charge of it? Who manages it and uses it to decide what speech is free and what speech isn't free, and what crimes are crimes and what crimes are not crime? We do.
Because the justice system that convicted his only surviving son is the same justice system he's vowed to protect.
Justice.
And if that doesn't tell you who Joe Biden is, I don't really know what does.
I think I know what does.
Someone should tell Joe Biden who Joe Biden is, because half the time he looks like he doesn't remember.
And now look at the dance Democrats have to do.
Be honest. The only reason why they went after Hunter the way they did, and I've talked to many federal prosecutors about this, is because he's the president's son.
Yeah, he shouldn't even have had to have defended himself from those allegations. You know, most crackheads have an easy time of it. You know, think of all the crackheads you know that have cushy jobs on the board of Ukrainian shale gas companies. You can go down any street in any town, USA, and find any number of crackheads with their prostitute cohorts having sex and having fun and recording it on their laptop and then checking in at their Ukrainian shale gas company. But, oh, when Joe Biden's son does it, he's in a lot of trouble. Curse you. Who would ever weaponize the judicial system in such a malign and malevolent way?
People have to remember the president has lost 2 children already, and he does not need to lose another one to more political witch hunts.
Lose 2 children seems like carelessness. 3, well.
Crowing from Republicans, but we're talking about, Donald Trump is a convicted felon who literally pardoned his daughter's father-in-law and just made him ambassador to France.
So for anyone that wants to clutch their pearls now because he decided that he was going to pardon his son, I would say take a look in the mirror.
Look in the mirror. What has to be acknowledged now is there is no virtue or principle. There is just utility. There is just the application of authority for expedience. Now, I'd like to do that as well. I'd like to say, my children can do this, but your children can't. I can do this, but you can't do that. But you can't then claim that that's an expression of virtue. That's an expression of this kind of self-interest that is usually condemned when it appeared even traditionally in the right. You can't vote Republican. That's a selfish and individualistic way to go through life.
Ma'am, we will take a look in that mirror, but we are taking off, so...
Also, if Hunter Biden's anywhere near that mirror, it's going to be horizontal, not vertical.
If you could just put this shit on airplane mode and let us get home for the holidays!
Hunter, look in the mirror. Sorry? What? Wait, what?
Yes. To everything that you guys were saying, if you hadn't made Hunter Biden not receiving a pardon the Mason-Dixon line of morality between Democrats and Republicans, there's a big gap between the law is the only thing that separates us from the animals and the monkey threw shit at me first. I had no choice. This is what Biden's decision has done. Look how confident and eloquent our Democratic representatives were back when they thought they had the moral high ground on this issue.
I've not heard a single Democrat anywhere in the country cry fraud, cry fixed, cry rigged, cry kangaroo court. You don't hear a single peep out of any Democrat saying that why we believe in the rule of law.
And now look at what even he, one of the most verbally dexterous attorneys we have on Capitol Hill, has been reduced to.
Do you think President Biden should pardon Hunter Biden?
So there are lots of claims of political prosecution and political
And was Hunter politically
I mean, obviously that's a judicial point.
People knew that if they took down Hunter Biden, one of the most efficient and brilliant crackheads that the Biden family has ever produced, that there would be no way that Trump could succeed. It was the misuse and the utilization, indeed weaponization of the justice system that led to that on-camera crackhead being unfairly and unjustly persecuted for his beliefs, mind you.
And then you've got to look at what the evidence is, and I don't know enough about
should the president pardon him?
I mean, again, that is a unilateral executive power that.
And what about Assange? And what about Snowden? Oh, well, those guys are criminals.
And should he use it?
Well, the power exists for the president to show mercy for people.
I mean, we have an executive, and we have a judicial, and then a legislative, and then smoke bomb!
Yeah, you got to show mercy. You got to show mercy where mercy's due. That's the kind of floundering that occurs when there is no virtue, when there are no principles, when there is no skeletal structure of morality derived from something universal, present and actual, simply a set of shifting interests and institutions that represent those interests. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat. Fume, beautiful flavored air that can help you break bad habits. Are you aware of Fume? You must be aware of Fume. Have you heard that the flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits led by the sponsor of today's video, Fume. Fume is a flavored air device that's perfect for anyone who's looking to break away from bad habits or just wants something enjoyable to use. I don't have no bad habits. I just want something enjoyable to use. Use Fume then. It's nicotine-free, non-toxic, and completely guilt-free. If you're like me, you want to give gifts that actually make a difference, and Fume does exactly that. It's a gift that promotes wellness and better habits in a fun, enjoyable way. This holiday season, give the gift of better habits with Fume. Head to tryfume.com, Russell Brand, and use the code Russell Brand to get a free Fume topper when you order a journey pack. Those Fume toppers are fantastic. And if you're lucky, you could even win one of Fume's limited edition gold-plated devices this holiday season. Please, Lord, let me get a gold-plated Fume device this Christmas. Will ya? Will ya? Tryfume.com/Russell Brand or use the QR code on your screen to try beautiful flavored air with Fume. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring our show and for flavoring our sweet, sweet air. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.